Hello, Connective. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you don't know how I work, I pull a bunch of different cards from different decks and they tell a story, we talk about it. If you like the content on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Don't smash anything. That being said, let's get into this energy. So this is a general reading for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, it is your turn. So just kind of waiting to see if there's any pre-messages that come in for you, Sagittarius. These cards are pretty much shuffled, but we'll just see if anything wants to come in before the cards come out. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Anything for Sagittarius? We want cards on the table first, huh? Anything? I don't know. All I'm getting is like a light post or like a lighthouse or something. Let's see what's up. All right, so what's going on for Sagittarius? Well, not the light. Hold on. Maybe a little bit, but we're gonna have to work with that energy if we want light. Okay. Let's see what's going on here for Sagittarius. Do we have any other energy cards that want to jump for this reading? We would like more than just one card, please, for Sagittarius. Give us some messages. Wow. I'm not afraid to pull cards from this deck. Oh, wow, right? See? Okay. Yeah. We'll go through it one more time. I can't see what card that is on the floor, but we're going to find out. Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Is that the same? That card came out for Leo. Okay. This community card right here. Yeah. Somebody else got Goddess of the Moon too, and everybody always gets the man holding a heart. And he's got a hider here. Wow, blossoming abundance and the door to romance. His cards are shuffled. They got this. I want to say they got this and this. Somebody got this. Nobody got him. Okay. Let's start from the top. All right, so we got man holding a heart. Could be a man, could be a woman. It is most likely love or someone's heart. Doesn't have to be. We do have the door to romance, though. I don't see any other doors here. So door to romance, going to go right next to him. Goddess of the Moon persona goes down here for the unknown. Blossoming abundance. Maybe this is what you can't see. Right? The door, we have the door. We're not through the door. We could see the door, right? So maybe this is something that hasn't, like, you might be thinking about it, right? Not just a significant other, but maybe just a community of friends, really good friends, right? Maybe you want a significant other and you want you both to have really good friends, right? Some people have that. If you do, put it in the comments. Just playing. You know, actually, I'm not playing. If you have, not a thinking man, if you have a community, if you have like a couple group, you know, a couple people or a group of friends, that people that you truly enjoy, you're at home with, these are the people that you would spend Thanksgiving with instead of your family. Put it in the comments. I would love to hear about it, because a lot of times people, you know, particularly on this channel, a lot of times the things that tie into, you know, what similarities you might have with me have to do with kind of being ostracized, right? And I'm telling people all the time, like, your community's coming, but they can't see it because they haven't gotten themselves into that place yet where they would accept a community that they could actually accept, because they were still drawing in people that aren't that. So they don't realize that at the time, though. They don't realize that wanting something, that just simply wanting something, isn't the same thing as walking through the door, right? They want it, But part of the problem is they don't see how they're going to get it. And so they're blocking. They might even be overthinking it. They're just blocking. I'm going to move him over there for some reason. Okay, so you know what? We're going to move these around just a little bit more, Sagittarius, because those cards coming out together like that. Just want to make sure. I mean, the messages have been pretty solid, but there's like certain cards that are just like the ones that want to talk. They're like the loudest. Blossoming Abundance, though, might as well be one of the loudest in your reading, right? If we're going to have repeating cards. We're going to see what Alice has to say about this. This is the Alice the Wonderland deck. For the most part, we are looking for like 3 cards. Let's see if we can get Alice the Wonderland to talk to Sagittarius today. Just want a couple more cards here. Pretty sure that's just one. Let's make sure. Yeah. And if not, on the 3rd pass, we'll go ahead and cut it and pull a couple cards. If we don't get them, make sure nothing's on the floor here. Okay. So, Alice the Wonderland, what have we got for you? Pulling from the bottom. Well, first, what's the first one? Cards that want to repeat themselves. Find the lesson. Off the bottom now for this one, since it didn't want to jump. We're going to get two more. Change to the Night. Another card that's been coming out. Ooh, use your time well. Oh, wow. This is starting to look a little bit like Leo's reading. A little bit. I mean, Leo's reading screamed empath. I don't see that here right now. But Leo's reading was like they were gonna their ascension, whatever it was that was happening for them, and like their spiritual awakening, like whatever change was occurring, it was occurring on its own. You know, I say a lot in my videos, you don't have to do anything. Well, that video is very loud and clear. If you don't have to do anything, this is going to happen whether or not, you know, with or without your help kind of thing. And you'll see it, but you'll, you know, depending on how well you're, you know, adjusted to the idea, you might make it easier for yourself if you know, by just accepting it. Like sometimes people don't want to be different. If you just accept the fact that you're different, it can just make it easier for you kind of thing. And that's just one example. But use your time well is telling me that you're on clock time, which is again the same thing, which is divine timing, which means that you can try to put it off all you want, but you're going to change. And you know what else? This right here, this change in the night card, this is already like you've changed. So there's a card called falling, which I always consider like the act of changing, like you're going through the steps of realizing that you don't like this, and you don't like this, and you don't like this, and then all of a sudden you change, you stop it. So to the outside, it looks like like you changed overnight, or this one says changed in the night. But for you, it was a process, right? It took a long time to get to that point where you just said no. So this is from the outside saying overnight you just changed. And you could have changed overnight too. You could have just decided one day, no more. You found a lesson. So I'm not doing this again. You just found a lesson, right? This is telling you that, because even in situations like that, you're going to be tested over and over again. Like it's not just one lesson. Like, ooh, I run the lesson, and then you're like done. You graduated. No, it's a process. Again, this is a process, right? You can change in the night, but you might have to change in the night, and you might have to change in the night again. There might be multiple lessons. You don't necessarily know, right? We don't know what these lessons are about with, but we do have the door to romance on the table. I don't know what this thinking man is doing here yet, or how community plays in it for sure. But this says make every moment count, which is again telling me you're on clock time. You can try to push things around, push things back, reset your schedule. Say I'm not ready for that appointment yet, but it's coming. So now we're going to do the moon. So this is for the messages that the moons give us, but also this is, you know, to tell us if there's any other signs involved besides Sagittarius. So we'll see if there's anybody else that we need to talk to or about here. We're looking for 3 moon cards. They are shuffled. I shuffle them. And see if they want to jump. If they don't want to jump, we'll pull them. We'll get 3. Come on. Oh, no. now you just want to stick to this is what I'm talking about. I want my moon messages not playing. In fact, we might pull the blind spot. Yeah, we'll probably pull the blind spot. Let's do that. I think it's going to shed a little bit more light on what this is. And I think we're going to be pulling cards, but that's okay. We're going to go through it one more time. Oh, might still be pulling cards. Let's see. Okay, this is one. This is full moon in Cancer. Let your fears dissolve. All right. 2 off the bottom for the moon deck. All right. What do we got? Jeez. All right. It's fine. First quarter moon in Libra. Keep your heart open. So first quarter moon in Libra, full moon in Cancer, and new moon in Capricorn, step up and lead. A few people have gotten this card. Why? What's happening? So, what's our blind spot? Use your time well. There's something ominous about that card, right? It's like telling me that somebody's on borrowed time. Oh my God, so we got two. We got two. We'll take them both. Wow, let's see what happened. 10 and 41. So let's see what's what here. What are our blind spots? What are we doing here? Ah. I love these cards because every time I get a card, I'm all, ah. So this one right here, this sigil, I'm sorry to say, Sagittarius, is denial. I'm just going to put that there. And this card, okay, what is that? Hold on. Hold on. I need a moment to get familiar with this card. Okay. So, let me read this to you. Okay. This word, it really looks like chicanery. Okay. I might be saying it wrong, and that's why it sounds like I haven't heard it before. I don't know. But it says, if you have drawn the sigil, the extremely positive attitude or behavior you are showing towards something suggests you feel you lack or fear you lack a trait you deeply desire. When you fear you lack something, instead of becoming aware that you feel the lack within yourself, and instead of overcompensating in other areas, you overdo it in the area of deficiency. That's like the denial card. For example, you may be socially anxious, but you overcompensate by acting overly socially confident. Or if a person fears that deep down they are prejudiced and therefore lack perceived goodness of character, they will often go to extreme lengths to prove their generosity and positive attitude. They will act unprejudiced and demand equality from those who are openly prejudiced relative to a stigmatized group of people. This is even truer when their sense of themselves as unprejudiced is threatened in some way. Overly positive or rigid attitudes can so often suggest underlying negativity we are trying to deny, reject, suppress, avoid, and disown. So, you know, for this, like, denial could have just come out, but instead this chicanery card came out too. So let me just start with what I'm getting. It's kind of general and a little strange, so I'm just going to say it, okay? Something happened, okay? This already happened because you are supposed to find the lesson. So this is at the top. Like, you have to find your lesson like now. Like, you're on borrowed time to find this lesson now. And the thing is you've already changed, or you're going to change, but it's going to be abrupt. It's going to be like overnight, like how we talk about. Like, one day it's just going to happen. Or it could be that, like, whatever happened, the change was what was the thing that happened. So in other words, like, you changed and then you had to find the lesson in that change. It could be that for some people. I think that in actuality for this one, I think that something happened which caused you to change. And it's centered around romance. It could be friends. It could be a business partner. Something happened, right? You couldn't see it coming. This blossoming abundance is just sitting here, right? And then you have like all this denial and like, so keep your heart open. Okay, so a lot of times, find the lesson. So find the lesson exists because if you don't find the lesson, you have to repeat whatever the thing is that happened. So the thing that happened is detrimental. This is not a good thing. Even though we've got community on the table, and I don't consider the goddess of the moon a bad card. Definitely not the door to romance. Blossoming abundance is great, and the man holding the heart. I mean, a lot of people want that, right? I mean, especially if he's giving it. If he's snatching it out of your chest, not so much. But the thing is the card here of keeping your heart open is kind of telling me that when you do overcome something, don't let it change you. Don't let it kind of like close your heart down. And this step up and lead card too, like, I feel like this kind of came up before about like seeing the change. Like, if you see the change, that you have to be the change, even if the other people around you aren't helping you out. You have to let your fears dissolve, because ultimately this denial is not going to help you. This, like, the avoidance and stuff, it's not going to help you out with anybody, but definitely with yourself, right? Okay, I'm getting two stories here. Sometimes with these cards, like this guy here, like if it's an actual person, it's kind of like, it's like a persona card, like it's a person, in other words, And I don't always consider like a goddess a person, although it can, depending on like what the story is or whatever, what's actually coming out. But I think that these are like really I think these are all people. I think that for you, Sagittarius, that there might be a lot of people involved. This might fit into more than one area of your life, this message. Like, sometimes when things happen, especially if somebody's like on a spiritual awakening, and especially if it's going to happen anyway and they're like denying stuff, like a lot of stuff can happen at the same time. It can kind of just stack on top, right? And so I feel like one of the people that's involved, this could be you, Sagittarius. This could be either the Libra, the Capricorn, or the Cancer. But I feel like one of these people is in love. Like, they're in love. They're offering the door. They're offering the door, right? And I feel like the goddess of the moon, this is either someone you're dealing with or this is you, right? There's a little bit that goes with this. This change might not be able to be seen right now, or that finding the lesson might not be able to be seen right now, right? With this card. This could be you, or this could be one of these signs again, but this is another person. Somebody's the goddess of the moon, okay? And they're actually offering blossoming abundance. And again, we're not always talking about money. Like, sometimes this is love too. This could be love and love, right? Could be. But the abundance, the blossoming abundance card is like everything, and it's like always, right? So it could be love, it could be money, it could be anything that this goddess is offering, right? And it doesn't have to be a female, it could be a male. He doesn't have to have feminine energy, although he can. He could be a god of the moon. Like this is, again, this is persona. Same thing with this man holding a heart. It could be a woman holding a heart. It could be the door to romance. Is that person is opening that door for you, or vice versa, however you want to look at it, right? And this man here, this could be a love interest, but you know, it also could be, again, like how we talk about work, or it could be family or anything like that. Because right now, this guy or girl is offering you community. They're offering you friendship. They're offering you like friends, family. They're offering you their people that are going to welcome you with open arms, right? Keep your heart open. We're starting, but it literally is. It's, to me, it seems right now like 3 stories. So it is, but again, keep your heart open is up here with the man holding the heart and the door to romance. That card, find the lesson, is also up there. Why? Because we have to heal. If we're in denial, if we're in avoidance about the things that we've gone through in the past, we don't heal from them. We go into situations with the same stuff. Our heart isn't open. That's the whole reason why. You have to find the lesson. This is real. If you want this to be positive, you have to let go of the denial, and you have to keep your heart open, and you have to find the lesson. This is the romance side of it, right? See, this is just an overall card. This use your time well. I think everybody's on borrowed time here. You know, I think that the fears, you know, might have something to do with it. Actually, I think that goes over here with the goddess. Goddess of the moon that's offering blossoming abundance. Somebody, well, they're either going to have to change in the night, which I don't believe that that's, first of all, I barely believe that that's even a thing. I mean, if somebody does want to change in the night to be with somebody, I believe that they're going to have to like want to change. In other words, that change is going to have to like come within them. They're going to have to be like, well, I'm going to have to be this to be with this. Or I'm going to have to be this to have this. You know what I mean? A lot of times there is a strategy behind that. So some people understand that. So if I'm talking to you, if this is you, Sagittarius, or one of your other signs that are here on the table, this is what we're talking about, right? I don't believe that you have to change to be with this person. I think that you're changing anyway, and that you're giving way to being with this person, which is so much better. And also because this let your fears dissolve. You know, a lot of times when somebody is going through something that is like changing them or making them different again, especially if they're going to change overnight, it could be scary. Depending on what change is occurring, how fast it's occurring. You know, just the idea of not knowing yourself anymore can be really hard, right? I mean, the unseen, right? But you have all this like blossoming abundance here. So I would not be afraid of that, okay? So, and then with this other line of the thinking man, again, this could be a family member, this could be a boss, this could be a significant counterpart or a romantic other. This person is offering their friends, right? They may even be offering you, this could be a business partner. This person could be offering you an important role in their life. So it could be work related to where they have a business, they want you to work there, they want you to be the face of the business, again, like an important role, not just answering the phones. You know, if you're answering the phones, you're talking to important clients, kind of thing, right? But on top of that, they're offering their friends, their family, they're basically opening the door to everything for you to have. And it's telling you to step up and lead, to take the opportunity, to take the offer. If this is your row, take the offer. Get rid of the denial. If the denial is that you're being offered that, get rid of it. If you're avoiding it because you're scared, let your fears dissolve, right? you're being told to step up and lead, to take it. This thing that you're going towards is so much better than the thing that you're walking away from. So much so that the thing that you're walking away from isn't even really on the table, except for these blind spot cards, right? Your baggage. And it's eventually going to drop away anyway. All these things are going to happen. This change is going to happen. You're going to find the lesson. You are going to step up and lead. You're on borrowed time. I'm not saying you have to run out and decide how to be a CEO or a great wife or whatever is going on with any of this, if these are any of your scenarios. It just means that whatever you thought that you were gonna do, like in your life, like spend most of your time doing as you got older, or like if you were having a spiritual awakening, sometimes you get to the point where you figure out that you need to be of service. There's something that you need to do to help someone else navigate their spiritual awakenings, right? So even if you don't take it on as a job, like it still is inside of you to do this, you know, at that point, you're going to be asked to step up and lead. Like, you're on borrowed time for that. And like, again, it could be years. Depends on what it is you're supposed to do or talk about, right? Maybe in the extended reading, there will be an extended, the link will be in the description. Maybe in the extended reading, it will tell us more about what that is. As far as like, you know, for each scenario, like what needs to be healed or what message needs to be said. Because usually when I do readings, and I try to arrange the rows like this, but sometimes I have way more cards, you know, and most of the time, even if there's 3 rows, it's like a continuation of a story. And I can tell you right now with this, there's definitely 3 separate stories. There's 3 people involved offering 3 separate things, going 3 different ways, but everybody's on borrowed time. And I think I get the feeling too that everybody is going to have to step up and lead as well, because every single one of these things is going to be uncomfortable. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have to find the lesson to be ready for it. You wouldn't have to try to keep your heart open because it wouldn't be a challenge. And you wouldn't like talk about changing in the night, because people rarely change unless you poke a stick at them. And, you know, you'd have to let your fear dissolve, which means that, you know, you would have to have a reason to have fear, right? Which you should never have fear. I don't want to get into it now, but fear does not help you out in any way, shape, or form in any experience in your life. I promise you. I promise you. But then, of course, just stepping up and leading. You see the change, you have to step up. You find the lesson, you got to step up. You got to go to the next screen. You got to go to the next act. You got to go to the next season. You're on borrowed time. You're on borrowed time, Sagittarius. If this is your reading, meet us over at the extended. And if not, until we meet again,